It's a wonderful Tuesday for a Idiots with Mike's Dream Team Stream Team. I'm your host, the man of 1,004 names, Tyrell, Mr. Respectful. Joke for anybody who follows Twitch streamers and knows who got banned this week.
Do we know he did?
No.
I know he was doing like a bunch of anti-COVID stuff, but I feel like he was been doing that for a while. That's probably not enough to get him the ban hammer.
I've heard a few things, but
yeah.
Yep.
Pedo stuff?
No. Well, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard so many things about it. Let's continue with introductions, and then we can talk about it maybe a little bit.
Talk about pedo stuff now.
All right, Greg,
Put
go.
a pin in that.
Yeah, put a pin in the pedos, Greg. Put a pedo pin in there.
I'm Faith. You can follow me on Twitter at Carly Pokers. Go ahead, dear.
I'm Killer Greg. You can find me at Killer Greg 17, and I'm incredibly. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm back in focus.
You're perfect.
Priorities.
Ooh, out of
We need
focus,
to pause
Greg.
the stream while I get in focus. Okay.
Now, I'm not familiar who you're talking about.
Dr. Disrespect is one of the most popular Twitch streamers, mainly
Like
because
a top 5 kind of guy.
Yeah, I think mainly
Okay.
because Ninja went over to Mixer.
Everyone of consequence went to Mixer. Now they're back.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a great story too. Quick side note on that story: Mixer was the Microsoft version of Twitch, so you can stream like through Xbox or PC or whatever. They recently announced that they were either changing to or bought out by Facebook Gaming, so they become Facebook Gaming. And they're like,
Okay.
Ninja, we will give you like 10 times the money you were getting if you stick with us. And Ninja's like, nope, but you're also still going to pay me that money you've already promised me. So
Right.
I'll be on Twitch making those big bucks there and getting paid by what you guys promised me. It's
He basically
Right.
Kevin Nashed it.
yeah, it's the W of the century right here.
He made $30
Wow.
million by not going to Facebook.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I want that ninja money, yo.
I'll not go to Facebook. Give me money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I not go to Facebook every day of my life.
Right?
Give me them dollars.
I will
No
start going to
joke.
Facebook for money.
Sure. I'll do that too. I don't care.
Then this
Let's just
week,
get to the brass tacks here. I'll do literally anything for money.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then this week, one of the largest streamers, a guy named Dr. Disrespect, who had like a full backstory to his character. He was like a time traveler from the 80s who moved forward in time or from the future and went back in time with his wife, Mrs. Assassin. And there's so he was just kind of like a fun, goofy streamer who did a lot of weird stuff in the past, including filming in a bathroom
At a con.
At a con.
Okay.
He didn't like show people's dicks or anything, but it was definitely not cool. And
The,
and
go
he
ahead.
also cheated on his wife, I think, like a year ago.
Okay.
And then I guess
Like-
the other day he was just like booted from Twitch.
The sort of big issue with him is that his character is one of like he's supposed to be parodying like internet tropes, like your typical first-person shooter asshole.
Okay.
But the problem is, like, when you are parodying that thing, I think like you're expected a certain amount of leeway to get away with certain things, and his character and real life were borderline indiscernible sometimes.
Okay.
So like he was playing a character who was an asshole, but also he was an asshole.
That's not a great cover.
No, guys, I was a dick the entire time. What are you talking about?
Right. So like I think deep down, like maybe he started as a parody account, maybe he like his intent was to genuinely parody that type of thing. But also I think mostly it was just a cover to be a dick.
Right. That's problematic for sure.
Yeah. So in the wake of his being banned, there have been countless amazing conspiracy theories. Everything from his house was raided by the police. To he was actually working on launching a new streaming service by teaming up with Spotify.
That makes the most sense to me.
That's what I actually think is happening.
Okay.
But Twitch has never given him a reason for the ban, so it's just wild speculation until someone says something. So just let your minds go crazy. Put that tinfoil hat on, and Maybe they found out he actually was a time-traveling, disrespectful person.
That's insider trading. You can't do that, man.
We have laws in place specifically for that scenario.
Yeah. Dr. Disrespect's buying so much Vimeo stock.
It turns out Dr. Disrespect was actually Ninja without the wig.
Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, it's all like E-drama, which sometimes I just need to get away from the actual drama that is life.
Sure, gotta cleanse the palate.
Yeah. So that's been like the big thing, except for, speaking of pedophile allegations, Adam Savage outed today by his sister.
Which one's he?
The Mythbuster, Adam Savage.
Which one? I don't know.
The one without the mustache. The
one who looks like a pedo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently in the
Also
70s...
the other guy.
They both kind of look like that, though.
I guess in the 70s, he would run around, call himself the Graping Blob, obviously using a term
Sure.
there, and grape his sister.
Wait.
I know there's a lot to unpack there.
Did he
Yeah.
call himself the Graping Blog, or are you calling him the Graping Blob?
He called himself that. His sister...
The Graping Blob.
He didn't use the word grape. He used the word without...
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's creepier if he had.
I'm the grape blob. And then we go around like R-ing his sister. So
Okay.
that's what she alleges.
How old?
He would
How
have
old
been
was
probably...
it? What they put?
This is the 70s, so he was probably like maybe 10 to 12. So
That's a
this is
weird
all-
one.
Yeah, it's an odd one,
That's real weird.
and impossible to verify unless his mom was just like, "Oh, that was just his graping phase."
Oh yeah,
Like our-
my little graper.
Like biologically, can boys even like? I mean, I know they can get boners at that age, but
Well, what we need to do is we need to get a dummy, a Mack truck, like an entire airstrip, and we're gonna bust this myth.
Not the only thing he's gonna bust.
Yeah,
it's for science.
That's right.
Also, I'm certainly not condoning it in any way, but if you're a child, that's kind of a different bag.
I agree
Yeah.
to an extent. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not condoning it by any stretch.
do we know that he was 13, or you're just saying that?
the allegations happened. He said, according to the sister, in the 70s. So I guess she was very young, and so was he.
Right.
So they were both kids.
Yeah,
That's a weird one.
yeah.
I
That's
think
real
that's a
weird.
weird one. That's like, yeah.
It could be something like maybe he learned from like a neighborhood kid. I think in the 70s, didn't the movie The Blob just come out? So maybe that was like his shtick.
Usually
Yeah,
when kids act out in that way, it's because they themselves have experienced some
Right.
sort of abuse.
Yeah, it says he was 9 to 12.
Yeah,
This is like signs to, in my expert opinion, this is like signs of some greater trauma, not
Right.
intent to rape.
what's his uncle up to? Does he have
Right.
one of those? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, we need
no
to
joke.
talk to Billy Savage, his disgusting uncle who lives in a van.
Very, very blobbish of that man.
I will not sit here and listen to you just completely slander all van dwellers.
Going to. Like, there's a lot of good choices you can make.
Some of us aren't capable of good choices, Greg.
So my dad, he bought a van. And my dad's retired now, so he
Right.
bought this
That's-
big van.
That's
and
a great way to start a story.
Yeah,
Only good things will follow.
So his intent was to tour around the country with his wife, but the van broke like immediately.
Oh.
And my dad has a friend out a couple towns over who does really cheap auto work, but he's also really shitty at it.
That's why it's cheap. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That adds up.
This guy has had my dad's van for, no joke, a year. And it is now in such disrepair that my father can't just, like, take it back and give it to someone else to fix.
Wow.
So he's like, oh yeah, shit, man, I took the engine out, like, months ago.
So here's what we
And there's
did.
a bird nest in there now. I don't even know what's happening.
Right, the van has been torched, I guarantee it.
We took the engine out, because we need to repair that. But in lieu of that, we got a lot of these pulleys and a hamster on a wheel. So if you keep that hamster fed, you can be across this country by 21:35.
However fast you can walk.
Right, yeah. That's
No,
not
because
bad.
with the way the pulleys work, like the hamster runs a little bit, and then it keeps on pulling, and then you're going like 60.
Oh, it's a science thing.
Yeah,
Got it.
Just go downhill a lot. It's fine.
yeah. I saw it on MythBusters.
That's a
fantastic.
shame about Adam Savage, I
Yeah.
guess. A person I know a lot about, and definitely knew who you were talking about when you said it.
Yeah, I would not have known his name
I think
ever.
I think we like. There have been a few of these that have come out that have just been completely like, if not debunkable, just kind of out of left field. I mean, the Bieber one's huge. The lady who tried to say Harry Styles like molested her, but it turned out like the next 3 tweets were just like, "Haha, I fooled you guys. Can't believe you believe that."
Right.
And
Which is so gross.
I think we're gonna see some serious like litigation coming out of some of these.
Yeah. If I was Harry
Yeah.
Styles, I'd sue the pants off that lady. I want that phone. I want everything she owns. Full stop.
With that Adam Savage thing, though, that definitely sounds more like shared childhood trauma.
Agreed.
Which
Yeah,
is
it's a bummer.
unfortunate.
So how's everybody else week's going? Is there anything
It's
fun
really
this
tough
week?
to
Question,
follow.
Ty.
That is a great question. But that's really tough to follow. Weird pedo van talk.
Is anybody doing better this week than Adam Savage?
I'm
Yeah.
just kind of bummed now for Greg's dad that he hasn't
Yeah.
gotten to have any van adventures.
He can't tour, but also,
Right.
and this is like the new development in the story. He went away for like 2 weeks. Like they flew to Seattle, then they flew to Hawaii, then they flew back to Seattle, and then they came home. Or maybe there's an LA part in there.
Okay.
And after 2 weeks, my dad was like, "Well, this fucking sucks."
Wow.
So like
maybe.
now I don't even think he's on the travel around the country train because he just doesn't want to anymore.
Right.
He was gone 2 weeks, and he's like, "That was like a week and a half too long."
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to go out there and
Maybe-
see the biggest ball of yarn in Minnesota, you know?
my dad's a funny dude.
That's really precious.
Yeah. He's been working on this boat. He bought in like 2003, he bought a boat that was sunk during, I want to say Hurricane Katrina, but I don't know if it was. It was some hurricane down in like the Florida, Gulf of Mexico region.
And he went to like a swap meet and got this old boat?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay, alright.
It was like up for auction. And he got a great deal on it. It's this massive boat. It's like 35 feet or whatever. But it has a hole the size of me in it.
Right.
And
Great
he's,
shaped hole.
yeah, and he's it's actually me. It's just cut out.
It's,
Weirdest thing.
it's to make
Mother
sure that
Nature's
It was fate. He's like, "I gotta buy this Greg hole."
it's to make sure that you have to go with him on these trips. It's like, Greg, you gotta get the hole, buddy.
Just plug yourself in and hold your breath.
No, you can face the other way.
No, it's a front-facing Greg hole.
Love it.
What a terrible time to have asthma. So he's been fixing this boat since then. It's still not in the water. It's
Right.
been 18 years.
Just get
And once again, his intent was to retire on this boat.
just get some
Your
flex
dad's so
tape.
full of these schemes.
I know.
And I really love it.
He's just got he's got big eyes. Is like the best way to
Right.
put it.
I love it.
Like he thinks all these things are great, and then he doesn't do them, or he chooses the shittiest way to do it. So like if I was gonna tour around the country, if that was how I was gonna spend my retirement, I'd buy like an RV, like I'd make it a thing, Like, okay, it doesn't suck to be away from my house for 5 weeks because I essentially have my house with me.
Right.
But instead, he took a van, like this shitty little van that needed a year's worth of repairs, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to tour around the country in this van."
Well, in fairness to your dad, it might have needed like 2 days worth of repairs, but he took it to Schlippy's Auto Yard, where they decided to dismantle it.
That's a good point. I'm actually really mad at that guy because
You should be.
he used to do work on my car too because he was cheap, and in general he does a good job. Just
Okay.
he's a little slow.
Okay.
But I had, like, my check engine light was on. I had a hole in my exhaust, and every time I took it to him, he would replace a part. It would cost me $500-600, and then my check engine light was still on, and he just sort of kept working his way up the exhaust. So by the end, I had spent probably $3,500, replaced my entire exhaust system, and my check engine light was still on.
Isn't that?
And every time it was like, all right, man, like, look, this is to get this. It has to be this. Like, there's literally nothing left.
Wow.
And you know, if I had taken it to like a real auto parts place, that probably would have cost me $7,000 instead of $3,500. But also, they might have just fixed the problem.
Right. Oof.
There's the ship of Thesis. It's a metaphysics identity. So it's like if you constantly replace parts on something, by the end when everything's replaced, is it still the same thing?
Right.
So
Think about that with my body, man. Right? Like, your cells are dying all the time. They say you have a new body every 7 years. Who am I?
You're so Greg.
Am I you?
My favorite version of it is if you're sitting at home one day, sharpening your axe, and a vampire comes to your door and tries to attack you. You chop his head off with that axe, but in doing so, you break the handle. You go get the handle replaced. And then a year later, the same vampire comes back, chop his head off again with the axe, but the head splits, and you get the head replaced. He comes back a third time, and upon seeing the axe, he goes, "That's the axe that killed me." Is he right?
I got a lot of questions in this scenario. What am I doing hanging out just sharpening an axe?
Well, obviously,
Why is this vampire coming for me?
Obviously, the
What about
vampire
my demeanor
problem.
makes you think I would sharpen an axe?
You got vampire problems, man.
What is this, like a vampire Jehovah? Why does he keep coming to my door?
Yeah, well, he obviously has a problem with you.
How did it not kill him the first time?
Because he's a vampire. You gotta stab him through the other
Because axes don't kill. You have a broken ass axe handle. Use the axe handle, man.
Wait, so since when does decapitating a vampire not kill it? That doesn't kill it?
No.
It doesn't kill it?
I thought it was decapitation, sunlight, or stake through the heart.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Or holy
no.
water. And garlic is a repellent.
Can you decapitate a vampire?
This is the vampire lore that I have accepted as fact.
According to folklore, you have to do more than cut their head or they will come back. You could also bury their head under their feet so they can't find it. Because that's just...
That one's fun.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy.
That's like a party game. Good stuff. All right.
Perfect.
Well, I'm learning. I always, for whatever reason, always thought you could just slice its head off and that would be fine.
That'll put him down for a while.
Now I know.
All right. That was a bit of a side.
Yeah, and I
Trip
learned
there.
something. That was valuable.
Welcome to the Vampire
Buried
Folklore Podcast.
so many vampire heads.
It's gotta be. Oh man, I love old timey things. So yeah, if you got a vampire, if buried under his feet, he can't find his head, of course.
Right. I would love to know how they arrived at these conclusions.
I'm assuming just a lot of liquor.
Opiums, probably.
Yeah. Say, Steve, what about this vampire thing we're talking about? If we cut its head off, can it still, like, is it dead? It's like, no. You gotta bury its head. I was like, just gotta bury it? No, it's gotta be, like, underneath its feet, because then you can't find it. It's like, what if you step on your glasses?
That makes all the sense, Steve. This is why we seek your counsel. You are the vampire expert. Yes.
Steve the vampire expert. Can't be any worse than Van Helsing.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Well, for what it's worth, Greg, I hope your dad does finally fix that boat and get it in the water.
Who knows, man? It's been in a field for a lifetime.
What if he takes pieces of the van and uses that to plug the boat hole?
Hey!
Now we're talking. And maybe he could invent
Right?
a new thing, the van boat.
Right? That could be his legacy, van boat.
I really hope that would be my father's legacy.
It's not bad.
I googled movies about white people.
Uh-oh.
Not the list I would hope.
Now, I have several questions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to come up with my number 5 for my list, and I figured
Sure.
any movie about white people is probably a pretty good world to live in.
At least for white people.
Right. Like anything Judd Apatow ever made is probably a pretty great world because it's just
Sure.
a bunch of white people getting high and talking about their very white people problems, and
That's
that's
very
me. I have
fair.
white people problems.
Right. It's relatable.
Right.
Right.
But no, these are all movies to educate yourself about racism. That's not what I want. I want movies that are so inherently systemically racist that they don't even know it.
Right. Maybe we should type that in.
Okay.
I'm gonna excuse myself from this conversation for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the right Google terms are for that. I mean, I have an answer. I have the
Sure.
answer already on my list. I was hoping for a secondary answer.
Right. No, I get that. Well, I guess you could just search Judd Apatow movies.
I know the
Or is
Judd
that too
Apatow
on the
movies.
nose?
It's a little too on the nose. I was hoping to be a little more coy,
Well, you might
but
get
also
some.
fuck it.
You might, you might get some adjacent suggestions
Right.
about things that are similar.
Judd Apatow's a weird dude.
Yeah.
Well, he is not a weird dude. His career is interesting. Is probably the better way to put it.
Okay.
Because he's so unbelievably influential,
Yeah. Good call.
but at the same time, like, he's also very much out of the spotlight. So you don't actually get any feel for who he is as a person or why he is this way. An entire generation of comedy sort of came out of him.
Yeah.
But like, what's his background? Like, he made Funny People with Adam Sandler, and apparently he had some connection to Adam Sandler on like the comedy scene before Adam Sandler was Adam Sandler.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah. No, that's definitely.
Like, between everything he's produced and everything he's written and everything he's directed, he has had his hand in every consequential comedy of the last 2 decades almost.
Right. Yeah.
But I still literally know nothing about him.
Who are we talking about?
Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow.
I mean, he made that one movie.
Classic.
Knocked Up, remember?
Yeah. Oh, he was on the Larry Sanders Show. He was the co-creator of the Ben Stiller Show.
Love that.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that was like his big thing. He wrote the movie Heavyweights.
Oh, I love that movie.
He was a writer. He wrote one episode of The Critic.
Ooh.
Which
Yeah,
one?
so he does.
Was it?
He does
was it a
have
good one?
like a real pedigree.
Yeah, for sure.
He wrote a screenplay called Celtic Pride. I think that's a Janine Garofalo movie. Oh no, that's the Dan Aykroyd Steals a Black Person movie.
Yep.
What?
It's Celtic Pride. They kidnap like a Chicago Bulls player or something, so the Celtics can win a basketball game.
Okay, all right. That sounds slightly less terrifying.
It's not great.
If you say so.
Slightly less. It's about degrees.
It was that Pesci? I know it was Aykroyd. I think
Daniel Stern.
Was it Stern?
Was the other guy.
And Damon Wayans?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
Not
man,
familiar with that at all.
why is that in my head? How can I recall that? I think my wife's birthday, but
Priorities.
Only the important things.
oh. So you guys watch anything fun this week? Anything fun or exciting?
Yes, I did. I watched season 1 of Search Party.
Ooh, that's on my list.
It's really good, but it's hard to tell you why. And I think like all the characters are sort of insufferable, but not in like a fun It's Always Sunny way, but in like a this is actually a pretty biting commentary on these types of people sort of way.
Oh.
But it's a fun show, and Ali Shawkat, Ali, right?
Yeah.
Alia?
Alia.
She's really good in it. And I really, really like her boyfriend, but possibly because I have like a direct comparison to someone I know in real life who's just like him, and it's very funny. Like, and that's why I think it's like a real biting commentary on like real life people. So I will tell you this story. This is a crazy fucking story.
Did you ever hear Greg say something like that? Just like, God, I hope it's not me.
It's not you. This story is not about you. All right. So I knew this person. I actually very much like this person. But he's one of those people who is like very concerned with being politically correct. Which is something in general that I respect in a person. Like he took it to more of an extreme than I think like a normal person would. But I certainly can't fault him for at least attempting to be accepting of people. But this is a crazy fucking story. So, me and this person and a couple other people were helping a friend move from one apartment in Albany to another apartment in Albany. As we're moving this furniture, we see this person, and I can't even believe this happened in real life, walk up to the house across the street, put a gas can down, set it on fire, and walk away. Yeah. And we're like, it's one of those things where like it's so bizarre that you don't even understand exactly what's happening in the moment.
Right.
Like I assumed the dude lived there. His car was out of gas. He went to the gas station to get gas. So as he's walking down, he sets it down. Totally reasonable. Then you're like, oh, what's he doing with that rag? It's like, is that a match?
Right.
And
Still
then,
processing.
Right. And you're like, all right, let's see where this goes. You're like, maybe he's doing some science experiment or something. I don't know this guy's business.
Right.
And it's not until he walks away and the porch started to catch fire that we're
I
like...
think the most terrifying part of that to me is that he just walked away.
Right,
It's
not
like,
ran.
That's where that shit goes, and then...
Right, like he's a real expert in this.
Right.
Like, I know exactly the burn time on that rag.
Right? I got time.
So at that point, we're all looking at each other and we're like, I think we just witnessed an arson.
Right.
We should probably call the police. But here's the thing, only one of us got like a genuinely good look at the guy. Because my friend, his name was Rich. My friend Rich was like across the street when the guy walked by. Like he was about to cross the street, but he was here, the guy walked across the street, and then Rich came back towards us. So he's the only person who got like a really good look. Like I couldn't really describe this guy if I had to. Like maybe he was like 5'7", maybe. Like I could tell you the shirt he was wearing, that was about it.
Sure.
So the cops come, and they're questioning Rich about this person. but Rich refuses to describe him by any race or sex or like potential nationality. Nothing.
It's tremendous.
So they're like, was it a black guy? And he was like, I don't know, man. I'm not really comfortable describing someone by those terms. They're like, was it a man or a woman? And he's like, well, you know, these days I don't know what he. And I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is 100% how we would react. He's like, I'm not the right person to judge whether this, you know, the gender of this person as. And again, I respect it. I respect that he's correct. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, this dude is walking around setting fire to houses. Maybe we should make some attempt to help here.
Describe them. Just in your words.
Just use any words. So eventually we got shorter than Rich, darker skinned than Rich,
Okay.
less facial hair than Rich,
Okay. Those are pretty good.
shorter hair than Rich, wearing a hat.
All right. That's not that bad.
I think we got this case in the bag, boys. Bake him away, toys.
Pretty much.
Jimmy,
do what the
police
kid said.
officer, you wrote in your report that he's shorter than Rich. How tall was Rich? You didn't write that.
He's fashioning his own noose.
And
Don't make me
again,
go back out there.
like, racial profiling being a thing, like, I definitely respect his intent, because if you say a black guy, then the next thing,
Sure.
the closest black person's about to go to jail. Not
Of course.
the right black person, or just like literally any black person in the vicinity is about to get arrested. That is a real
Yeah.
thing that happens.
Absolutely.
So I definitely understand Rich's reluctance to give
Right.
information. It was, but just watching those cops pull any thread they could out of that sweater was unbelievable to me. That whole situation was just hysterical.
Amazing. Do you have any idea what happened? Did they ever find who it
No,
was?
and I mean, truthfully, like, this was a group of friends who was friends of a girl I was dating. So,
Okay.
like, she and I broke up very quickly after that. We couldn't handle the trauma of an arson. We broke up pretty quickly after that. So, like, I'm still Facebook friends with these people, but I don't have any, like, actual contact with any of
Sure.
them. So I don't know. I never got any resolution to that story, and I wish I did, because boy,
Right.
that was insane.
Wow. That was definitely a journey.
Yeah. I saw a crime last week. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What crime did you see?
So it's like midnight. I'm out on my porch having a dart before bed. It's like, all right, well, have one more smoke, relax a little bit, and then hit the hay. Look out the window, and my next door neighbor, he's probably this like late 60s, early 70s old man. He's got Parkinson's. He's had his son doing a lot of work on his roof. So I just happen to look down, and I see this dude sauntering up down their driveway. I was like, oh, it must be his son or something. Maybe he forgot a tool or something for tomorrow. This dude just goes over, leans down, slashes their tire, and walks away. So I'm like, I think I need to call the cops.
So bizarre.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it was really quick. And it's dark, so I didn't get to see anything. But like, fuck, I've been like every morning I get up and check my truck and make sure like this has been happening all over the place in my neighborhood. Like, a guy across the street got his tire slashed. I guess it's just like a rash going on. Like, I don't. It's fucking
Like,
crazy.
for funsies?
Right?
Yeah,
So it's
like-
a suspect that has some weird thing against tires?
It's so weird because he like didn't even look at he didn't look at the two vehicles in our driveway here. Didn't look at my wife's car. Just went right for this one. And I think it has something to do with either like he's got a lot of ham radio stuff. Like he's got a personalized license plate that is about ham radios.
Wow.
So maybe this guy thinks
The ham radio wars of 2020. Yeah, they're coming
Yeah.
out. I know it.
Oh,
No joke.
My initial thought was maybe this person thinks like he's connected to the police with all the radios and stuff. So it's like
Oh, okay.
kind of like a dig at that. So
Yeah, but if you're dumb enough to think that, then you're also dumb enough to be a Blue Lives Matter guy.
That's true too.
Only cops use radio / It's science. Cop science. Hate it.
so yeah, it's just been fucking crazy.
Wow.
I want to know the full story of that.
Yeah, I'm sure this is gonna make like,
Let me-
with everything going on, this is gonna be the top headlines in the local news.
Let me
Serious
tell you something that
slash-
really frustrates me. This is like one of the most low level frustrations I can have with the police, but I'm going to express it anyway.
Sure.
I have not been a victim of many crimes. I would like 2 that are real and a couple tiny ones. Both times, I as the victim got 0 resolution on the matter.
That's
so,
pretty
like-
standard.
Yeah,
Right, but it's frustrating. So one time I got into a very large fight with somebody, like a crowd was fighting, but myself and another person was the instigator.
The Jets
Well-
and the Sharks?
What was that? Yes.
Neat.
But even though I probably caused the first act of aggression, other person's reaction was like exponentially worse than mine was to them. So I pressed charges. Like, went to the police, filed a report. They went to go arrest him, I guess. But like, I got no updates.
Right.
There was no like, okay, don't worry, man, we got this. Like, he's been arrested. But he's out on bail. Like, any of that stuff. Like, I feel like as the victim, they should tell me something, because like this person could find out where I live. Like, I had to write out the forms.
Sure.
Like, he could come and set fire to my house.
right.
So like to
the guy
me,
with
I
the
think
gas can.
right. I think it's relevant information that the person I am accusing of a crime is either in jail or out on bail, or that he hasn't been picked up or anything like that.
Sure.
And then we recently had a very expensive comic book stolen from the store. And again, like, so the police had our comic book in evidence for 6 months, 3 months, doesn't matter. And then we also, like, again, we were pressing charges against the guy. We don't know if he was arrested. We don't know if he's in jail. We don't know, like, was he charged of this crime? Did they need witnesses? Like, fucking nothing.
Huh.
And eventually we call him like, hey, can we have this comic book back? And like, oh yeah, you could have had that weeks ago. It's like, well, fucking call us then. Like, what? It's very frustrating that, like, we have to participate in this system, but the system never, like, it doesn't include you as a participant.
No. It's completely useless.
It's like, why
just-
even? Like,
But yeah,
every time
it
I've
just creates-
interacted with the cops, they have been less than useful.
Oh yeah. If anything, they're an impediment.
Correct.
As we just discovered with that, what was it, in Michigan or Minnesota, somewhere in the Northwest, where there was a sex trafficking ring going on, and the cops were doing fuck all about it.
that's fucking crazy. The cops
Right?
were there leading people out of the house.
Yeah.
So like,
And-
there's
but-
you cannot tell me. I mean, maybe this is me just tinfoil hatting, but you cannot tell me that there is not like major pedophile rings that are going on all over
sure.
the place. That like it's just being covered up by people in power.
Yep.
I mean, we all laughed about Pizzagate, but man, maybe they were onto something.
Right? I mean, that particular one was fruitcake nutty, but I mean,
Was it Faith? Was it?
Yes, it
yeah,
was.
that,
Faith.
that particular one. That
Is it-
particular one.
Is it nutty
but-
that a man would walk into a pizza place, fire off one round that goes through a hard drive on a computer? Huh? Destroying it?
Does
Yeah,
that even
that-
work?
that one?
Yes, it does.
That one. But
I've always been
yeah,
in the
okay.
microwave your hard drive train.
Oh,
Well-
use technology against technology. That is
Right.
smart.
Right. I even do it to the ones I want to keep.
There you go.
Gotta make this nice and clean.
That's right.
Germ free.
Why does this house smell like burning? Greg's erasing his hard drives again.
I did have a hard drive catch fire last week.
Holy hell.
Uh-huh. It was quite sudden and very stinky.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Was this that burning smell you were talking about a few weeks ago? You're just like, something's burning. I'm not sure what it was.
No. That's
Okay.
a different thing.
There's just often random fires.
It caught fire very quickly. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been trying to I have all these hard drives in my basement just from like old dead computers, but they have like pictures and stuff that I'd like to keep on them. So I've been trying to pull them off, but I have about a 50% success rate.
Oh, okay.
It's not
But I
bad.
did find some good pictures of all of us.
Nice.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, also, and by good, I mean terrible. We all look much better now.
Yeah. Oh boy.
20s did not treat any of us well.
We've all aged spectacularly.
Yeah, no joke.
Legit.
Although I am very excited to get a copy of the best around.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, dude. If we had a real budget and like equipment and stuff, our jokes in that are very funny. Our timing is shit. Like it is hard to. I know the intent of the jokes,
Yeah.
but it is hard to literally see what the joke is sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we worked with what we had. You know what? Don't even worry about getting me a hard copy. Just pop it onto YouTube. Put it on the WCWTF YouTube channel.
We can do that. The issue is that there's like a lot of music in it.
Oh, you know what? Forward it to me, and I'll do some editing for it.
Okay.
I'll try to tone down the music and stuff.
I mean, we're not monetized anyway, so really, what does it matter?
Yeah, but I'd rather just not get strikes and have it pulled down or anything. I guess I just saw something on Twitter. I guess with everything closing up again because people are fucking idiots who won't put on a goddamn mask. Just put on a mask. It's not
Just
a
do it.
political statement. It's just put the mask on.
Everything's a political statement, Ty.
Yeah, everything from Star Wars to mask. It's all political now. Just fuck. I'm so done with it. I got myself so heated. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah, everything from Twitch and YouTube are might be starting to see actual lawsuits coming, like for people who are streaming stuff. Do we lose Faith? Is her face just frozen like that?
Oh, I think we lost her. I thought she was just making that face at you.
We were streaming games the other night, and I got the best picture of her just frozen. It's hilarious.
Oh, she's gone,
Yeah,
Zo.
that's what I figured. But yeah, I guess between people streaming movies and stuff like that, I guess there's going to be a lot of issues coming forward between like copyright holders.
Interesting. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but
So
whatever.
We'll see how our WCWTF Thunder in Paradise stream goes tonight.
Oh yeah. Who even owns that? I mean, who's copyright striking Thunder in Paradise?
I mean, to be safe, maybe we'll just won't put the video up. We'll still leave the audio in.
Okay, who cares, man? Like, if it gets taken down, it gets taken down. Then we literally have it anyway. We can always add audio later. Might as well leave it up the way it's intended.
Yeah, good point. Oh. Let's see. Anything else going on? Have you
I don't
picked?
think so.
Did you pick anything up on the Steam sale?
Is that going on now?
Yep.
I haven't.
Summer sale's going on.
I'm still trying to play The Last of Us 2. The game is fucking stressful, man.
I honestly don't even care. I'm so tired of hearing about it.
I'm not making a case for you to play this or anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is that like I've never played a game that like stresses me out so much. Every single encounter leaves me like winded almost by the end of it. Like I have no capacity to binge this game. I play it in like 45-minute chunks because after like a little bit of exploration and a little bit of killing people, I can't take it anymore. It's like I'm stressed out. I gotta go. So, oh, you're back. Hello.
You were making a really funny face for a while. It was like
we literally thought you were just making that face at Ty.
she either had a stroke or she froze up. I wish I would have gotten a screenshot of it because like I did last time.
Yeah, right?
So anyway, yeah, the game is phenomenal, but holy shit. I mean, chunks, like tiny little chunks. It's like niblets. It's like a 30-hour game, and I've played it for 12 days, and I'm 6 hours in. I'm not even 6 hours in. I'm probably Last of Us 2.
Oh, okay.
I started watching the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The Great British Baking Show. Holy fuck, that show's great.
Right?
So much.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And like, I appreciate the succinctness of it. Like, there's none of that American bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Like, there is some fun in watching them like go back to their dorms and fight after the end of like a challenge on or Hell's Kitchen or whatever.
Sure.
And I get that's really the reason most people tune in. Most people don't give a fuck how Lorraine makes Chef Ramsay's risotto. They want to see Chef Ramsay scream at idiots.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I actually am kind of interested in the risotto. So I'm thrilled that there's a show where they're like, bake a cake. And then you watch people bake a cake and they're like, that cake was good.
Right. It's so pure.
Yeah. There's a little bit of drama when they're like, who's going home? Like, I wish that was a little quicker.
Right.
But as a whole, it's like a real great show. And I appreciate the recommendation.
So good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I am.
So I'm not sure how. Google is telling me that Thunder in Paradise is a predecessor of Baywatch. So is it like a Baywatch spin-off, or was that just what was on before it?
So my understanding is it's produced by the same people. And what I suspect is that they made Thunder in Paradise, and they were like, well, this isn't going to be a hit because Hulk Hogan's the worst. But
He's
I
only
think
one terrible part of that. All right, let's be real. There's a lot of terrible shit going on.
But like, there was a bunch of hot 80s chicks, 80s, 90s chicks in that show. So I feel like they took away what needed to be taken away from it.
Right. They took the one good thing that was happening. Oh, and
Right.
the location.
Right.
They were like, okay, location and hot chicks. Let's make a show with that.
Hot chicks
That
and
makes
Disney.
sense.
Let's go.
Yeah. That's smart.
Something interesting I was thinking about yesterday. What was the last Mickey Mouse piece of entertainment you've seen? Like, not you've watched, you have seen exist.
There was a short that ran before something in theaters. Maybe Incredibles 2?
We saw Incredibles 2. I don't remember a Mickey Mouse short.
I think we were late on that one though.
Oh, we might have been.
I remember one where he was like he got sucked into a movie or something like that.
Regardless of what
yeah.
the actual answer is to that question, I still find it very interesting that he has remained.
I don't care what your actual answer is. Here's what I'm trying to say.
Watching you struggle to come up with an answer is part of the statement.
Okay.
Mickey Mouse has remained so ingrained in the lexicon of this country, but like he's also so incredibly irrelevant. And like it's really peculiar to me. Like they keep touting Mickey Mouse out at Disney things, but like Mickey Mouse hasn't been in anything in 30 years.
Well, but he's not just a cartoon. He's also like the mascot of the entire company.
Sure, but you would think that they would want to imagine if they still use Mario as Nintendo's mascot, but they didn't put any Mario games out.
Well, to be fair,
Right.
there actually is a lot of Mickey Mouse media.
Is there?
Oh yeah, but it's all made for little kids. Like my nephews watch like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. They have a bunch of like Mickey Mouse shows that have all the characters in it, but it's just not aimed. It's not like it's something like Steven Universe or something that's aimed more towards like all ages. It's just for little baby.
I guess Kingdom Hearts, Mickey's in that.
Yeah, Kingdom
But
Hearts.
like it's still peculiar to me that and sure, maybe I'm not at all familiar with kids programming, really. So it could be all over the place, and I just don't know it.
No, it
But
really is.
considering how prevalent that character is in our mind vaults, the fact that there hasn't been like a Mickey Mouse movie in 50 years is so funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is odd, but just using it
Or
for
not,
they
fuck
use
it.
them they use them for everything else, though. You know,
Yeah.
it's like maybe he's too big of a star. He won't work for anything that's not like top billing. You think it would be in your shitty little Disney movie? Haha, no.
How do you top Fantasia?
Make a different movie.
I'm making $1 million an episode on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We're sticking with this.
Mickey Mouse and the Rock tour in the summer.
I can fight zombies, Mark. I can fight zombies.
That'd be fun.
Listen,
Rebrand Mickey as an action star. I'm all about that.
This next movie, I need to fuck. Okay, put me in there. Nah, we can't do that. Me and ScarJo, we're doing it.
A human. I'm done with rats.
Side note. No, I'm not going to worry about that one. That's not worth side noting.
I feel like we need to know this now, though.
Right?
Someone I follow on Twitter brought this up. Brian the dog from Family Guy. Dog, obviously human brain. Is having sex with him bestiality?
Yeah, he's a dog.
Alright.
Just because the horse talks doesn't mean I'm not fucking a horse.
Right. Yeah.
That's horse fucking 101, Ty.
Just so we're all in agreement, just making sure.
Yeah.
Does he have a human brain? Is that canon?
Yeah, he talks. He's written books. He woos Lois. It's
Well, I didn't know if there was some Family Guy canon where he was like a mad science experiment where they put a human brain in a dog.
no, he's just like it's not like the main character's just having sex with, or not having sex, just talking to his pet dog. It's not like Davy and Goliath. You know, it's he's an actual interacts with people as a human. Walks on 2 legs. It's basically just, you know, a human in a dog body.
Got it. Fuck that show.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's also the correct answer.
Yeah, and fuck them for making me think of that weird, gross question. Don't have sex with dogs. No matter, especially if they talk to you. But
Or people.
Right.
Yeah, don't have sex. Stay pure. If someone of the opposite sex tries to talk to you, they obviously want something from you. Kick them in the genitals and run away. Call the
Same
police.
sex too.
Call the police. Yeah,
Anyone.
Anyone.
They want your money.
They want something, and they won't stop until they get it. Just
Women,
start
am I
kicking
right?
and punching. I mean,
Roundhouse kick. Roundhouse kick.
you're not wrong. Yeah, just roundhouse kick your way through your day. That's the best advice.
Not a problem. Done and done.
Air kick. Air kick. Netflix also has a fun show about cooking. I forget what it is. Like it's like a Wonka-esque show. It's like 3 home cooks come in. There's like everything in their little Willy Wonka-esque room is made of food, and they have to create something each round. It's pretty good.
That's fun.
Weird Eats or something like that. Or not Weird Eats. That's the Elton Brown one. I'm gonna do this and hope that it doesn't.
Send you to some erotic porn.
No, just like
Food
autoplay,
porn.
like whatever show we were watching last on. Yeah,
Some guy humping a gingerbread house.
like I don't want to watch Trailer Park Boys right now. I mean, I do, but we can't.
Do you ever have somebody give you really good advice and you're like, you just don't even take it? You borderline dismiss it, and then an hour later you're like, oh man, I definitely should have taken that advice.
Most
Crazy
of my
Delicious.
life, yeah.
Before we started recording, Kat was like, did you have enough to eat? I was like, yeah, I'll be totally fine. I ate some bread a little while ago.
Not so much,
Should've-
yeah.
I'm real hungry.
Well, we haven't
And now I'm in a pickle, like, do I admit? Do I admit that I wish that
Just sneak by her, just like grab some crackers and then sprint back to your room and just like
crunch quietly?
yeah.
Makes sense.
It's called Crazy Delicious, and it's real fun. Worth checking out. Watch the Great British one first. The flower show
I
you can get
will
into.
check it out. Yeah, flowers are fine.
I can't get as excited about flowers as I can about food.
Well, who can? I mean, oof.
Right.
Right.
All right. I need to use the restroom again because I have broken the seal and now I'm stuck here.
How much are you? It's 2:00. How much water is in you?
Not a lot of water.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, a lot of water because that's all I do until like 1 or 2.
Got it.
But I've had 2 hefty drinks right now, and this is really starting to be something I should talk about on stream. So, Greg, you want to grab a snack? Faith,
yeah, I will grab a snack.
If you want to entertain the chat, I'm not
just do a little dance. Use all that space behind you.
No, don't do that.
Use the space.
I'll get my cowbell.
Now we're talking.
Oh, and also, something to think about. We need a theme song, so think about that one. All right.
All right.
We could use the old Ultra Cool one. It was the best theme song of all time.
I'd be down for that.
It was the best theme song of all time.
Oh yeah. I just didn't want to step on the old ultra cool stuff.
Fuck it, man. Lean into it.
All right, cool.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Bye.
Oh boy, I'm rocking hard. Bye. Sorry about that. I also had to call my my brother-in-law. So. I muted when I didn't mean to unmute. So, is Greg back, or is he still away getting a snack? Oh well. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of fun live streams of games and stuff. Faith and I are gonna be gaming every Friday, playing some stuff, hanging out. Jackbox has been real popular lately, so join us for that if you guys are interested. It's a lot of fun.
Ah,
What are we talking
That
about?
I'm just shilling our other stuff.
Oh yeah, check all that other stuff out, man.
I've done some big overhauls to our Twitch page.
Oh, that's fun.
We have a suggestion box if you guys for suggestions that you guys want to hear us do top fives on, stuff you want to hear us talk about, as well as our social links. So yeah, we're gonna be important one day, I swear, or not, and we'll just keep on doing this. I don't care.
I'm almost my 40s, man. I'm giving up all aspirations of being important.
you're plenty important, Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
You don't need a lot of me.
You're gonna lead a cult, my friend.
First
And
off,
it's gonna be bananas.
I'm gonna lie to you nonstop. No, that's the wrong one.
That's
I respect
true.
that.
I lie for fun, so
Yeah,
that's why I'm so good at fibbage.
Me too.
Faith kills it at fibbage.
It's a lot of fun to lie.
It is
Yeah, you
fun.
should. If you have time on Friday, Greg, you should join us. I guess maybe not now that you're working.
Yeah, I'm back to work now.
Bummer.
Grown up.
That's all right.
If you
In a
want
weird
to play-
way, like going back to work actually liberates me a little bit in like my home life.
That's
So-
true. Now you have some separation. That's
Yeah.
important for you.
days off
Good
or
call.
days off. That's important.
Right. What'd you get to eat?
Mozzarella with basil and some balsamic vinaigrette on it.
Oh,
Very nice.
jealous.
I wish I may have a tomato, but I was not going to cut it. So I don't exactly understand how it works, but oh Jesus Christ, my scanner keeps scanning my desk thinking there's a card there. The Saratoga Olive Oil Company and the Lake George Olive Oil Company, there's like some connection, but I don't know what it is. Either way, their shit's expensive, but it lasts a long time, and it's really, really fucking good.
Nice.
And it's
Good
fun
to
to
know.
go check it out because like you get to try all the different like oils and vinaigrettes and stuff. Like there's like really good little bread. In the time of COVID, I'm less interested in that, but like
Sure.
in 20 years when half the population's dead and the store reopens, you should probably go and check that out.
That is a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. Not to mention, they just found out there's a new H1N1 virus coming out of China. So swine flu's back in a big way, baby.
Yeah, like a new strain of swine flu.
Yep. Because hey, 2020, just reset the simulation, please. And Greg, I just wanted to mention, I found a Twitch channel that's constantly streaming all the episodes of Game Center CX. If you're interested,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, it's constantly on my background. Like Tara's watching.
That's awesome.
Tara's just like binging her like hour-long dramas from ABC or TNT or whatever. It's like, oh, brothers and sisters. Oh, it's political, and Rob Lowe's in it. It's like, yeah, that's great. I'm gonna watch a Japanese man struggle to play Super Mario Brothers 2.
Cute.
Yeah.
I just,
Comparable.
I just happened to click on the Twitch retro game like discovery thing, and there it was. I was like, oh, perfect.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
Twitch is becoming increasingly hard for me to navigate, like to actually find stuff that I want.
I almost never use Twitch except to stream or if there's like an event going on, like Games Done Quick or ESA or NASA. Like I have no,
Letters.
Yeah.
I follow people, but I don't ever watch them.
I got a couple people I watch pretty regularly. Mostly Apex Legends and Destiny streamers.
Like I'll pop on Kit Boga or something, but
I usually watch his stuff on YouTube.
I do too. But like he's just fun to watch live. And then I get to see everything happen when he edits it down later. But yeah, aside from that, you guys have anything else before we jump into our top fives?
Oh, I should probably figure out number 5. Do me last.
All right. This week's top 5 is something that it was one of those things that I was kicking around in my head a few weeks ago when we were just throwing through things, and it was yesterday morning. I was like, shit, we still haven't thought of anything. So, Faith, Greg, we're doing this. It's the top 5 fictional universes you want to live in. And I initially had a caveat that you had to live in this universe as yourself. But then I decided not to do that. Because
That's okay. Well, I'll explain when we get to me.
all right. So, like, if you and the idea was, like, if the universe had powers or something, you had a coin flip's chance to get those powers. And I was going to have, like, a whole coin flip thing going on here to figure out whether or not it would suck for you or not.
Oh, that would have been clever.
Right?
I'm so glad we didn't do that.
Yeah. But I decided to make it easier and more fun. So your top 5 fictional universes in which you would like to live. I'll kick us off this week. We'll go me, Faith, and then Greg. My number 5 is the universe in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I was kind of thinking that.
That's my number 5 too.
Oh,
Specifically Toontown.
Yeah, oh man. Like, cartoons are so much fun, and just the fact that they're just, like, bebopping and scatting around with the rest of us. It's just great.
Right, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the laws of physics and things just don't apply. And that's always fucking fun. Fuck you, science.
Yeah. And the ability to use cartoon props as, like, as a person.
Right.
It's like between the portable holes and the drunken Mexican stereotypes that are the bullets. It's like,
Sure. Those are super fun bullets.
It's just it's interesting, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and every cartoon ever,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that opens up so many possibilities. Definitely. All right, so that was my number 5 too, Greg. So.
Going to a convention, like you actually go to a convention instead of meeting like the voice of, Starfire from the Teen Titans. You actually get to meet Starfire from the Teen Titans, or
Yeah.
although they didn't really specify if like it was more like cartoon, so it'd be like you gotta make your own Wile E. Coyote sign, and then he signs your sign, and then a boulder drops on his head.
And that's sad. But not too sad, because he doesn't die, because he's still a cartoon.
And that's his job.
Right. But he's got a little tiny umbrella. It's fun stuff.
Did you ever see the notes they gave for the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons?
Mm-mm.
no.
It's actually really interesting. Let me see if I can find them 1 second. It was like the road, like the Roadrunner always has to be running on the road, because if he's not a Roadrunner.
Interesting.
The Coyote can never be defeated by the Roadrunner. He also always has to be defeated by his own hubris. Anything he buys has to be from Acme. The Coyote's biggest enemy always has to be gravity.
Right on.
Like, interesting stuff like that. It's pretty cool stuff.
They set strong parameters. Fucking Toontown, man.
Oh yeah.
This is really fucking hard, guys. Let me tell you the problem I had with this,
All right.
Please
of
do.
which I have many. One, I have to assume that I would not be special.
Okay.
There's tremendous amount of special people on this planet, and I am not one of them. So I have to assume that even transported to a different world, I wouldn't be a Jedi or a superhero or a wizard or whatever the fuck is in Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
Like, I would just be a guy.
Okay.
So when I pick these worlds that I wish I could live in or that I would choose to live in, I have to operate under the assumption that the things going on around me, I have no control over.
Okay.
So, my goal is to pick the worlds with the least amount of conflict.
Sure.
I want to be least likely to be stomped by something.
Right. I definitely struggled there too, because there are
Right. Go
a
ahead.
lot of worlds that are really immersive and really rich and dense that I really love. Like BioShock's Rapture is fucking phenomenal. I love the detail. I love everything about it, but I wouldn't want to go there ever
Right.
because it's fucking horror time. And they're definitely in like Westeros again, really, really beautiful, really rich, but it's a fucking nightmare. So why would I
Nothing
ever
good
wanna go
happens
there?
in Westeros.
Right, exactly. So I totally understand what you're saying there.
So what you're saying is, if I left the coin flip prompt in, it would have been easier for you.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
Oh.
Well, just institute the coin flip for Greg then.
Yeah.
No, it's too late. I've already gotten 4 things written down that are uncoin flip related.
Yeah, I was always assumed like you could give yourself a power there if you wanted to. Not, you know.
Well, nobody told me that.
Yeah, but I didn't specifically say you didn't have to.
Yep, right, but I think given this isn't specific, the odds are I would not be Peter Parker. I would be neighbor of Peter Parker.
Still pretty neat.
All you gotta do is Mike with
Is
a
it
spider,
though?
buddy.
The fucking Green Goblin swooping in, bombing my neighbor's house every week.
Oh, that's a debate I have all
Yeah,
the
you
time
say
with
at least
people.
I'm not that guy.
Like if you lived in a world with superheroes and you weren't a superhero, how mad would you be?
Right, I'd be raging.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the Batman animated series didn't make it to my list, because why would you go to Gotham ever for any reason?
Ever.
Right. It's beautiful, but no, fuck you.
Alright, so I'll go with my number 5 and I'll just come up with the number 4 at some point.
Yeah.
This is a little nondescript, but I think it fits within how it is presented. I chose the world of Mario.
Okay.
Because, in general, most people are just going about their business in that world. And it's still kind of fantastical, and, like, sure, Koopa comes in and, like, fucks things up every now and then, but not all the time. And it's usually very targeted. Like, he doesn't firebomb the Mushroom Kingdom. He, like, swoops in, steals the princess, and gets out of there.
Sure.
And then now with, like, Mario Galaxy and stuff, or, like, Mario Odyssey, like, he goes to all these planets, and, like, they're all just fun little planets. Like, hey, we're on the ice planet. We're penguins. We're chilling on our ice planet. Like, they're having a great little time.
Sure.
So I would say, in general, the Mushroom Kingdom and the Expanses, because, you know, it's so much bigger now, life's pretty alright in the world of Mario.
Yeah, as long as you're not royalty, you're probably fine.
One thing people always forget, in the first Mario game, all those blocks you see, those are the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom that were turned into those blocks.
That's dark.
We'll assume I wouldn't be a coin block, so he has no reason to fuck with me. And when he wins, I'll just be a person again.
It's good logic.
If I'm not going to be Mario, I'm most certainly not going to be a coin block.
Yo, I'm just going day to day here, Bo. Come on. Oh.
So yeah, the general world of Mario.
Oh.
My initial reaction was Mario RPG, because most of them are just sort of going about their business. Now hijinks are ensuing, so it's not perfect, but that's a fun little world.
Sure.
I wanted to I would have done like a which character where do you want to be a non-player character in? I was trying to make this more fun, you know.
I mean, that was a fun answer, Ty.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I think you're thinking a lot lower on yourself than you should be, buddy.
A lot lower my what?
I think you're thinking a lot lower about yourself than you should be. You know, you're special. You know, you're good.
Come on, Ty.
Especially with Star Wars, if anything, you know, the last few movies have shown us that anybody can be a Jedi.
No, fuck you. Anybody can't be a Jedi.
Anybody related to Palpatine can be a Jedi.
The one genuinely great movie in that trilogy said you didn't have to be a Jedi. And then they immediately said, actually, in fact, you do have to have it in your family.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be special. Maybe die.
Right.
Unless you're a clone or something. Who the fuck knows? That movie was trash. At some point soon, are we going to have to, like, reevaluate Mario? Like, the whole,
In terms of what?
the whole, like, save the princess thing, like, it's starting to become unignorable how, like, deplorable that is. Like,
I don't think that's
Bowser-
deplorable.
Bowser is raping the shit out of Princess Peach.
No, he's not.
He was in Super Mario Odyssey. He was literally stealing her to force her to get married. What do you think they're gonna do, Ty? Bowser has kids, so therefore he knows how to fuck.
Okay, first off, yes, but it's a marriage that consolidates power. Okay, it's like in Westeros when they force people to get married. They don't need to consummate. It's just about consolidating power. He's not gonna fuck her. He's just gonna put her in a cage, and then keep her alive, and then parade her around for political means. It's a lot like politics. It's a lot like politics in the U.S.
He could rape her.
And I mean, I would say
Definitely raping her.
if it's politics in the U.S.,
Nope.
she would be 13. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Ooh, God. It's got real dark.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so the most recent Zelda, Breath of the Wild, like traditionally Legend of Zelda games, the princess has been captured. So like you do have to save her. It's not 100%, but that's still the general premise. Like she is a princess who needs saving.
Sure.
But I thought the Breath of the Wild did a really good job of like she still needs saving, but it's because she has made an autonomous choice to prevent Ganon from taking over Hyrule.
Right.
Like as opposed to just being like subject to the like actions that are being taken upon her, she made a choice, and you have to defeat Ganon so that she can like be freed from that choice. And I think that is like a compelling reason to go save a princess, as opposed to, holy shit, that giant lizard is definitely gonna rape that princess.
I understand what you're saying, and I think that makes more compelling writing, but I don't. There are still instances where women need to be saved, right? Like,
Yeah.
just because that's a trope.
Are you
doesn't mean
trying to cancel Bowser right now?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to cancel that general premise.
I think that is you looking at this premise through like a more adult lens than it needs to be peered at.
Maybe.
I think
Maybe.
you're just taking it to like a game theory lens where it's like, well, obviously.
Oh. Biting insult.
And that's just a theory. A grape theory.
Like, I understand it's kind of hokey and cliche for sure. Definitely not especially progressive, but I don't know. A lot of fairy tales are like that, and are we going to revise all of them? I don't
And I
know if
think
that's
it's
necessary.
I think it's specifically like more of a modern day idea that it has to lead to this. Like, you know, maybe things like Game of Thrones have put that idea in our minds, but I think something it's a lot more innocent and maybe in one note. Like, no, it doesn't need to be he's gonna grape Peach. He's just there to marry her and then consolidate
To
power.
me, the forced marriage thing is more egregious than if he just kidnapped her.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Good point, Ty.
And to that point, I mean, if you force consummate a marriage, does that even count? That could easily be at least annulled and taken care of via the proper channels.
The Catholic Church doesn't exist in Mario country.
Who are they getting married under then?
Yeah.
What kind of god do they pray to?
They have a judge. There's judges around, right?
So it's just a civil matter?
Right, it's a civil matter.
Okay, alright. Well, we're learning a lot.
There's no coming back from that marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
There's no divorce.
Wow.
Were they Mormon?
Yeah. They're godless Mormons. Everyone knows this.
Oh, wow. Okay. This world is so much richer than I had ever imagined.
Shows how much you know, Faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I'm a proud, ignorant woman.
We are going... we're going real weird with this one. On number 5.
I got number 4.
All right.
Yeah.
It's bad, but I got number 4. It should have been my number 5. It's too late.
My number 4 goes to the Firefly universe.
Ooh.
It was a toss-up here between this and Star Wars for me. But the Empire just being a bit too power-hungry for me, and the fact that every 5 years or so a bunch of planets gets blown up, and the people that are supposed to stop it never quite get it just right.
Right.
Just doesn't really sit well with me. Firefly I'm down. It's basically like Han Solo the show. Just bebopping and scatting around, zip-zop flying around. You know, that's great. I mean, granted, there are some roaming cannibals that will, you know, raid your ship, violate, murder, and consume you, not always in that order. It is a bit of a hazard, but, I mean, I think I can handle that.
Yeah, I kind of veered away from most sci-fi universes because there's always all kinds of crazy terror involved. But I guess if I were going to pick one, that would be the one.
But if I have you three to start as my, like, crew, all of us just, like, riding a ship together, hanging out, solving space mysteries.
I do like space mysteries, yeah. That's fun. Alright, now I'm aboard. It's like the mystery machine in space. That's alright.
We're not trying to overthrow the space government. We're just trying to, like, survive and be cool and
yeah,
wear cool coats and blasters and be like space cowboys. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, space cowboy.
but I feel
Alright,
like-
I'm down.
I don't know. Do we see anything that doesn't suck in Firefly? Like, if you're just an average Joe, like, Firefly universe, it's like the Wild West. I don't want to live in the Wild West. I most certainly don't want to live in the Wild West in space.
Well, you just don't like to be dirty.
Right.
But I think but I think there are more opportunities for cleanliness in the future in space than there were in the Wild
Pretty
West.
dirty show.
Yeah.
Faith, we lost Greg. Greg's off the spaceship.
No, the spaceship's the only place that's clean.
Now,
That's true.
Greg's a space bureaucrat now.
I'm just never leaving
right.
the spaceship.
Yeah, that's fine. We can have a ship guy.
It's pretty similar to my real life.
Yeah, it's alright.
I can be Wash. You guys can go about your spaceship,
Yeah.
and when you get in
Yeah.
trouble, I'll swoop in and you jump in.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, I'm
All
back
right.
in. I'm back in the Firefly universe. My name
All right,
can
we
even
got
be
plans.
Wash. And I can,
Yeah.
you know, not because it's my
That
name,
works.
but because I've taken a shower all the time.
All the time.
I don't want your
living in the
space
shower.
cooties.
Washing Greg 17.
Yep. Nice. Love it. Love everything about it. Good pick. My number 4 goes to Middle Earth. Because when evil is not gaining traction, there's actually a lot of pretty sweet places. Like they had a real good stretch there before Sauron really started consolidating power. And then, you know, after he was defeated, and then again, they had like a really good run. There's a lot of interesting races, a lot of beautiful landscape, a lot of great lore. And I feel like it would be a reasonable place to as Greg was pointing out, even if you weren't a main character, to have a pretty decent life in kind of a really interesting environment. I mean, when evil is taking power, it's pretty shit. But I guess you got to roll the dice with that one.
I mean, the Shire, like, nothing ever happened there, right? I never saw the last movie, so I literally have no idea.
In the books, you find out that Saruman has taken over the Shire, kind of after he was ousted from Isengard. So the hobbits return, and they have to roust out all of his industrial revolution. That's another thing. The Tolkien was very anti-industrial revolution, all about the natural world, and I dig that hard too. So, yeah, I mean, once the protagonists return, they restore order to the Shire, and then everything's good again.
Or no, still a lot of dirt.
Right. No, for you it would not be great.
What if you could come? Like, what if when you get teleported in, you come back? You can come back as any fantasy race you could be. Like, you can be an elf, you can be a hobbit. Does that change things for you? You don't need to be you, Greg. You can be whomever you want.
You could be a wizard.
Yeah. Wizard.
I don't quite understand wizards in that world.
Wizard gotta eat.
How do you mean?
They're like kind of gods, and like they can die, but then they come back as a different color, and that's the thing. But there's not a lot of wizards. How many wizards are there?
At least
There's
two.
No. I mean, there's Radagast as well. So there's a handful.
So there's like a bunch of wizards.
There's a handful.
And what do they do? Like
They
what powers do wizards have?
They smoke a lot of weed. And
They do smoke a lot of weed. They're kind of in a kind of a guidance position for the other races. Kind of an intermediary between the gods.
There's gods?
Yeah.
What kind of gods are there?
Oh, there are a fuck ton of gods. There's all kinds of lore. I've tried reading the Silmarillion at least 4 times.
Oh,
I've gotten it's like reading an encyclopedia. It's rough, but there's a whole fucking Bible of stuff.
I just want to be a human. I just want to be me.
Well, and that was my thinking. Like, even as a human, like there's still some pretty chill places to be. Like if you're hanging out in Gondor, that ain't not bad. Or you probably wouldn't dig hanging out with the Rohirrim, the horse lords, because that probably gets pretty dirty.
Yeah, I don't want to be with I want to be with the horse people.
I don't know. Horse lords sounds like a pretty dope.
I'm just going to go ahead and skip this world.
Alright.
Thank you for the invite, but I'll pass.
I've got some pamphlets here, some literature I'd like you to read.
Do you have a moment to talk about the Shire?
We also have a VOD from a few weeks back where Faith and I talked about our top 5 fictional characters we want to bang, and I believe Aragorn was on that
fuck
list.
yeah, he's my number 1. Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen himself?
Well, no, listen. I do not care for Viggo in any other role. Strictly as Aragorn, and I don't know why, but Ty and I also discussed he kind of looks like Frankenstein at all other times. Weirdly.
I can see it. It's odd.
But as Aragorn, he can fucking get it, man.
But don't you feel like we owe him a mercy fuck for ending racism with Green Book?
Did we?
Yeah. Fine, I will take one for the team, okay?
It won an Oscar.
I will fuck Aragorn for ending racism.
No, not Aragorn. Viggo.
Fine,
Viggo. Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't fuck Viggo Mortensen anyway. I'm not saying that. All right. I'm just saying he wouldn't make my top 5 list.
Oh, okay. I see.
He's like a 7 or 8 maybe.
Yeah, no. I mean,
no, that makes sense.
Sure.
You're right.
So that's my number 4.
Are we to me?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, this is a bad number 4. Should have been my number 5, but I was under the gun here.
Sure.
whatever world Pokemon takes place in.
Okay. That's all
'Cause,
right.
like,
Yeah.
It's a totally peaceful world. There's like villains, but they're like the friendliest villains on the planet.
Sure.
They like show up and they're like, "Hey, let's have a fun duel." Oh, we beat you, but that was fun, right?
Give me $16.
I'm your rival, but also I'm your best friend, and that's great.
Right.
And like you have an entire enslaved race of species of like things, and no one cares. Like they're super stoked about being enslaved, so that's fun. You don't have to do any manual labor. You just get a rock, like you get a monster made out of a rock to lift the rocks. That's wonderful.
Right. Yeah.
You get to casually
like a
fight
bug.
your best friend. Like, oh, all right, sure.
Yeah.
Ride your bike around. The entire world is small enough that you can ride your bike around it. That's perfect
Yeah.
for me.
Well, there's only one region.
All right, well then you take a little boat ride and then you ride your bike around the other region, Ty.
I'm going to say something maybe controversial right now.
Okay.
The Pokemon world is almost one-to-one similar to the Flintstones world.
Really?
I could see it.
Huh.
Because it's all just animals doing stuff for you. Except instead
Yeah.
of,
Okay.
you know, Charizard, cook my meat. It's Pterodactyl, make a fire for me, and then say, it's 11.
Let me
was
tell you
gonna
why
say
it's
that-
different.
The Flintstone animals are a little more bitter about it, I feel.
Right. They know,
Yeah.
they understand their lot in life. Like, they're
Right.
all sarcastic, downtrodden asshole animals.
They're put upon, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it's also not against their will. They say, it's a living, they're doing this.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what they're paid with or how they're paid.
We actually
Yeah.
do, because I have the current run of the Flintstones comics, or the ex-current run, the last run of the Flintstones comics, and it is real fucking hardcore. There's a whole plot line about how Fred gets a new bowling ball, and he discards the other bowling ball, and he gets stuffed in the closet with all the other discarded, like, animal appliances. And they try to
That
rise
can't
up
be
and
true.
It's fucking brutal.
Who's that
Brutal.
for?
It's for adults. The new Flintstones is like hyper political.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's also very well written, and
Yeah, no, it's great.
yeah. But it's also like, wow, this is everything that Twitter warned me about.
I'm really taken aback by this.
It's worth reading. It's really good.
Yeah.
Huh.
But man,
All right. Wow.
who's your favorite Pokemon? Go.
Mine's a no-brainer. Hold on. I got a couple in my Pokemon binder here.
Yes!
Fucking A, man. Fucking A.
So these are all Mr. Mimes. I love him.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
ma-
Mr.
He's made out of kickballs, which is fun. These are all Mr. Mimes. These are all Mr. Mimes. Mr. Mimes. So, now we're into my actual favorite. This is the start of my jump pluffs. He's just so fun. He's just so fucking stoked. Look at this. Okay,
Jump
we got
Up
more.
is amazing.
We got more. Yep. Here's some jump pluffs for you.
This binder is going to come in so handy after
Yeah.
the cult is taken down and disbanded and people are studying your life.
Look how happy this motherfucker is. Can you see that? Wait, hold on. I got
Hold on, I'm just gonna pop Jump
I got a
Up.
3D one. Look at that. He's having so much fun just jumping on a beach.
I'm gonna get rid of our image here so everybody can see my screen. Just pop a Jump Up on
He's having
here
a
for
good
you.
time.
Yeah, give the world a little jump pluff love.
Wow.
There's Jump Pluff right there.
Oh my god, look at that guy. He's so fucking stoked.
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah, Jump Pluff's great.
So wonderful.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
I love that you had your binder at the ready.
I have everything at the ready.
Amazing.
Yes.
I love
See
it.
this room.
I fucking love it.
It's all within arm's reach.
It literally is all within arm's reach because I do my work here. Like I don't want to have to fuck around. Like I have a giant
Sure.
thing right here that I can like my printer's here and all my supplies are here for shipping and stuff. And never have to get up. It's wonderful.
Good for you. Efficient. Fucking love it. Great pick. Love that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty, at a con, somebody asked me what my favorite Pokemon was,
Oh yeah.
and I
This
was
is
like, I don't know. I don't know anything about Pokemon, but Ty loves. What did I say?
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. I'm like, Ty is the biggest Jigglypuff fan in the world. You should ask him.
So
Ty can tell the rest of this
he
stuff.
does, and this motherfucker, like, busts out his. I think it was either a phone or like a GoPro, and he's like obviously filming me for a vlog, and he's like, "Yo, you're a big Jigglypuff fan?" I was like, "Oh yeah, bro, Jigglypuff's the best." Oh,
Oh, I love con life sometimes.
I miss it.
You are the kings of making your own fun. I'll definitely
Oh,
give
yeah.
you that.
I can't help it. I'm so fucking miserable every
Right.
second I'm there that if I don't find a way to entertain myself and Ty, but mostly
Right.
myself,
Sure.
the little ounce of civility I have would go right out the window. I'm already like Kurt.
You're there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's where I get a lot of the fun that I have there. You know, like
Sure.
the the Shredder Ocean Master story. It's always classic.
It's perfect. That's a perfect joke. So what did I say? Pokemon, Ty, you're number 3.
My number 3 goes to the Saints Row universe.
Huh.
I know Grand Theft Auto is way more popular as far as like open world games like this goes. So you get the rampant destruction a lot like the GTA universe, but it doesn't take itself so seriously. That's just a setback, you know. You go to a store and like for $400 you can change anything about yourself, from your voice, your height, your weight, your gender. You just like become a whole new person. Weapons are insane. Death is temporary. I mean, sure, you get an occasional alien invasion every once in a while that destroys your planet. But that's an easy fix because you're the president, because you body slam people the best.
Huh. That is how we should do it.
Everything, it's just so campy and fun and wonderful. Violence is, like, they have an entire show that's Professor Genki's, shit, I can't remember the name of it right now. It's driving me, I'm gonna kick myself for it.
That's a long ass title.
Yes.
A lot of hyphens.
Professor Genki's Super Ethical Reality Climax. And the entire show is, it's like, an American Gladiators, except everything gets caught on fire and you have to, like, murder people to get through it. And you get, like, money for each time you go through certain obstacles without getting set on fire.
I'd make so much money. I never get set on fire.
Not even one.
You're not in this obstacle course.
Oh.
But it's like, it's that kind of, like, campy, hyper-violent, like I almost thought about the Tarantino verse.
Okay, sure.
Where his entire shtick is like,
Shut your hole. Shut your hole.
what if things were more violent? But this is just more campy.
So, like, John Waters meets Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. Meets, I don't know, Judd Apatow.
just randomly. He's just walking by.
Like there's parts of the game when you're going to a mission and you get in the car and like a song will play on the radio and then you, whenever you're riding with, like in the game, will start singing the song. They recorded people doing this. It's amazing.
That's good stuff.
It's just so much fun and so
that.
campy. The Saints Row series is my favorite game series, hands down.
Huh. I've never played it or seen it played, so I have no familiarity. But it sounds fun.
It
Grand
is.
Theft Auto, but cranked up to 21.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like if WWE was Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. All right. Right on.
Faith. Number, what are we, 3? Number 3.
3. My number 3 is the Land of Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
There's so many fun, unique characters. Science and magic are the same, maybe. I don't know. Really, I just want to hang out with Jake. The other adults seem pretty deranged, which is a double-edged sword. But for the most part, it seems like there's just a lot of like really low-key, fun adventures to get into without a lot of danger. Yeah, it just seems like a really chill place. I mean, the fucking Candy Kingdom, I would fucking love to hang out there. They'd be taking my foot. So, yeah, Land of Ooh.
That's a good one for sure.
That's a great one.
It's so fun.
The quick side note, I love lemon grab so hard.
Unacceptable!
Unacceptable! I haven't seen, like, I know there's, like, probably a whole half series of Adventure Time I have not seen, but what I have seen is so wonderful and magical.
It is. It's just really fun and sweet.
I just love that Lemon Graham was like, "Why did you make me?"
And, like, even the villains are just kind of ridiculous, except for the Lich.
Oh, yeah.
He sucked, but, like,
Ice King
Ice
is
King?
wonderful.
Fucking amazing.
He writes gender-bent fan fiction about his arch nemesis.
You gotta love it. Bless him.
That's very funny.
Good stuff.
Oh, that's a great one. Greg,
Greg,
number
you're
3.
My number 3 is the Quentin Tarantino universe.
You don't say.
I do say. I like it for a few reasons. One, I have to imagine I could be successful in this world because I'm successful in this world.
Good call.
And everything in Quentin Tarantino's universe is exactly the same as it is here, just slightly cooler.
Sure.
Like, the advertisements are a little bit cooler, the radio DJs are a little bit cooler, Yakuza ride around with swords and airplanes, which is cool. You know, not even
for you.
not
Sure.
the Yakuza, like literally everybody. Like everybody on that plane had a sword. That's fucking cool.
Right.
And also
Normalized swords.
they murdered Hitler in that universe.
Oh,
Yeah.
in the most awesome way. Just,
I mean, that's the justification why everything is slightly cooler.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I
Yeah.
never connected
Yes.
those dots. Fucking A.
all right, Greg, before you lock this in, are you sure you want to invest your entire future in Feat the Gathering, the card game?
Why?
Because the joke is Quentin Tarantino's got that Bigfoot fetish, so instead of Magic the Gathering, everything would be about feet.
Yeah.
I don't think I get this joke.
No? Because if he altered the universe with that one thing, then he would change the timeline just slightly enough. And to him, the coolest thing would be a foot card game.
Yeah.
Because he fucking loves feet.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So instead of
Fuck it, man. If I can make money,
all right, boom, locked it in.
who gives a shit?
I think we
Tarantino-verse.
established early on in this episode we were willing to do anything for money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I chose worlds where I feel like I am in the least amount of danger.
Right, which is smart. I like
Like, I think everything in Tarantino's world is at the same ratio as it is here.
that. Okay, sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's smart. Good call.
That's a good one. I just, I was thinking about that with the GTA and everything, but also I want to see Hitler get just fucking decimated.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Fucking A.
My number 2 is a bit of a slash, because I feel like these both, there's enough evidence that these are in the same universe. The Tick and Venture Brothers.
Ooh.
Man, I love superheroes. And the idea of, like, a world has basically superheroes as a bureaucracy. You know, there's no one can
Right.
go after any move stronger than the other one, or else there's stuff in place. And the idea that if you really want to be a superhero, you can, as long as you got a suit and a secret identity. Like Deflator Mouse. Like, who's he fighting? Batmanuel. He's just running around.
Good call.
But man, it's just a little bit of like a suit and some moxie, and I can be out there. Just do it
Yeah.
up.
Trying.
Good call.
That's
Or you can be
scary to
hench.
me.
Hench for life.
Yeah, hench for life. You start there, then you make your way up. You start with
absolutely.
Trucules, and then go on up.
You got the chain right on. Dream big. I love that.
I would just be scared. Like, again, it seems like a world full of conflict. And
Yeah.
henchmen don't have any rights. Like, they get thrown away like trash, man.
I mean, maybe you
Sure.
don't start as a henchman. As long as you're not, once again, that's about picking who you're working for. You know,
Right.
if you're working for the Monarch, you got to deal with Brock Sampson. I mean, fucking
Yeah.
R.I.P. What's his name? Zippy. Oh, fuck.
It was Zippy.
Was
It
it
was
Zippy?
from the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just chokes him right out.
He had almost earned his wings.
Yeah.
So funny.
But
Great
at the same
stuff.
time, it's like, if you see Brock Sampson, you just fucking run.
Right, yeah. Alright, that's fair.
But again, in other episodes, you see, 21 goes after Brock with the lightsaber, and he doesn't get his shit choked in. Just like, well, I guess I'm done here.
Yeah, I have real mixed feelings about this one because, like Greg, I don't want to be in a dangerous world, but it does seem like it would be entertaining. I don't know. Definitely mixed feelings.
Just gotta avoid those moppets.
The murderous moppets. I totally forgot about them. Jesus. Yeah, I would be hesitant to want to live in a world where everyone could potentially be a supervillain that wanted to kill me, or that didn't even care that if I was just collateral damage.
I also love the episode where Doc tries to set himself up with a Black Widow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get laid. I mean, she's gonna try to kill me, but I can stop that. Oh my god.
Good stuff. I do love the idea of super science being real.
Yeah.
I dig that hard. I don't know. I'm real torn about that one. That's a fun pick, though.
True, it is fun. It burns, but it's fun.
All right, my number 2. I just came upon recently, thanks to Ty's recommendation of watching The Magicians. It's Fillory.
Whoa, we
Oh,
went
Fillory.
hardcore on magicians, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic is fucking real. Animals can
Yup.
talk.
Yup.
And there's no kid bullshit like in Narnia.
Yup. And the
So
atmosphere is 15% opium.
Right?
Is that
That's
true?
pretty fucking tits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really see a downside.
You know, other
I'm
than
sure there
opium
is one,
addiction.
but yeah,
It's-
but if
it's-
it's always there, then
It's-
who cares?
It's just life, man.
Yeah, that's just you're just living your
Well,
life.
do you ever have to go back to the real world?
Sometimes.
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't
you
have
can
to.
you can just stay in opium land?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's an entire world of magic and wonder
Yeah.
and
Alright.
civil unrest sometimes.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah. Civil unrest is better than fucking supervillains all the time.
I mean, they don't they don't seem to have a tremendous amount of modern convenience, Greg. So it might be a little dirty.
Yeah.
But they also have magic, so.
And they're also breathing stuff that makes you high all the fucking time.
Only a
Right,
little
so you-
bit.
Maybe I
You
don't
could-
care if I'm dirty if
Right.
I can't feel my skin.
And you could maybe magic your way into cleanliness.
Yeah, I could put like a little bubble around me all the time. Keep dirt off.
And think about it this way:
Right.
if you're always breathing in the opium, eventually it's just kind of gonna taper off. So it's just kind of like
that's
day to
true.
day.
Right.
And then
you're
you
just,
just-
then you're
I
just
mean,
kinda even.
oxygen gets you high too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, then you're
Why do you
kinda
think I'm
even.
so joyful all the time?
I have such a peppy
I thought you were high on life.
Life
peppy
is,
misdemeanor.
life is wonderful.
Yeah,
So yeah, fillery.
that's fun.
Good,
All right, I guess
yeah.
I'm on the magician's train now.
Yeah.
You should give it at least a
Fun
shot.
as fuck.
It's a fine enough show.
Fun.
Finish the-
Everybody fucks.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking show. Oh yeah. It's
Dude,
so sexy. Nips and hips, so they ain't eating.
No. They made
You
it
remember
so
when-
sexy.
True Blood first came out, and it was just a show about fucking.
Yeah.
It was like everybody was railing all the time, and then they put in a bunch of fairy shit.
And then season 2 happens, and they're stuck in a fucking hotel for like 6 episodes, and I just stopped. It's like, who cares?
Never got into
So
it.
the way True Blood works is that every other season's really good.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
every
was
other
already-
season is vampire season.
I was already over vampires by the time True Blood came along.
And I understand that.
Because
Yeah.
you didn't cut their head off and then bury their head
Right.
underneath the feet.
If I'd known that, I could have had my own vampire adventures.
You could have been living your best life.
Right? If only. If only I'd educated myself. Stay in school, kids. The kind of stuff they won't teach you.
That's true.
So yeah, number
Scared.
2.
They're
filler.
scared to tell you the truth.
Fucking men. No joke.
Yeah.
They don't want you thinking those thoughts.
All right, my number 2. The Wes Anderson universe.
Ooh.
Ooh, very nice.
Because it's an entire universe of white people problems that is always solved by a Harry Chapin song from 1970 and a slow motion montage.
I'll be right back, guys.
That's
I'm
fun.
sorry. This is.
There's nothing that can't be solved in that world by the friendship of the people around you.
I don't know, the Grand Budapest Hotel, that was there was some racism in there.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that, but it still works out in the end, right? There's a little bit of gunfighting, that's fun. But even their gunfights are polite white people gunfights.
That's true. No, and everything's really lovely.
Right. It's all gorgeous.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look directly into the camera and tell your problem to it.
Yes, everything is very picturesque. Very well lit.
Yeah. And everyone is just like subtly super rich,
Yeah, true.
which I also love.
Yeah.
They're just like, yes, let's take a trip to Cambodia.
Right.
Why? Because we're so rich we don't have to worry about work.
Right. Yeah, no joke.
And they're also all always super rich based on like they're never like economic moguls. They just sort of got rich by being themselves.
Yeah. Stumbling into large piles of money.
Right.
Comically.
Like-
yeah.
Why are you so rich? Oh, I wrote a book about being me.
Right.
It's called
right.
Me the Book, and everyone bought it, and now I'm rich.
Right.
Sorry, the Harry Chapin
It is-
joke almost made me lose my shit that much there.
That's delightful.
So yeah, I just want to live in a world where even our big problems are not actual problems, and we're all mega
It is-
rich for being for no reason at all.
It is very idyllic. I don't know, I feel like everyone's quirkiness would make me want to punch him in the throat eventually.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah,
it's
but your quirkiness could be that, and now you're
Okay.
rich.
Oh,
you're,
fucking A! I wrote
Right.
a book about punching people in the throat.
Right.
your quirk is that you're
Nice.
not quirky.
You're our adopted sister Faith, who
Okay.
punches people in the throats and is mega rich for it.
I'm down now.
Faith
Yeah.
throat puncher.
Fucking A.
Every
Now I
problem
want-
is solved.
Welcome to Greg Solves All the Problems.
Just live with the
Yeah,
Wes
that is
Anderson
an
universe, bro.
amazing pick. Yeah,
That's a good one, yeah.
Amazing fucking pick. Very, very nice. Love that.
And again, there's like zero danger.
Right, you're right.
Greg, Faith
I
and
guess
I were...
maybe I could get eaten by a tiger shark.
Well, then the Faith just
Or-
punches it in the throat.
Right.
That's your out.
But then there's just a really sweet, quirky scene of you inside a tiger shark. Maybe you're meeting like a lady for the first time, and you're like having
Right.
a little lunch in there, and then talking about your life, and then the next scene is you getting cut out of it, and
Right.
now you're on to a new adventure. So that's not even like the end of your story.
And we all have a good cry, and then we
Right.
go home.
Maybe you drink
And write
tea.
books about it.
That's so fun. I love everything about that.
Did you see the video a while back? Like, the lady did the Wes Anderson day-to-day thing? Or a day in the life of a Wes Anderson. It was like, wake up, wait for correspondence from my mother. My mother sends me a letter saying my bird has died. 10:30. Lunch or breakfast, coffee. it was like perfect. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you guys.
You should, because that sounds delightful.
It was fantastic.
Amazing pick. I love that so hard.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm real disappointed in my number one now. Although I kind of went the same way with it.
Okay.
So the one thing that ruins the MCU for me is just the imbalance in power levels. You know, like,
Okay.
so you can be Spider-Man zip-zopping around, thwip-thwap. All of a sudden, Doctor Doom's there. He's like, you know, a bunch of Doombots come in, foot dive, you're dead.
Sure.
A lot of fighting, a lot of dying, a lot of collateral damage. You can just, like Greg said, just be on, like, your neighbor can be Peter Parker, and all of a sudden, Dr. Octopus is just, like, tearing your house to shit.
Right.
The DC cinematic universe sucks. It's gritty, and it's not a lot of fun. However, the DC PU, I'm all about.
Okay.
That's the DC pornographic universe.
Huh.
Okay.
Just
You
knock
had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
all those, definitely not Suicide Squad or Justice League XXX. It's just superhero porno movies. That's the world I want to live in. Instead of fighting or blowing things up, they're just fucking all the time. And I think, as Faith and I have discussed in previous episodes, the DC EU just has the hottest chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'd be
true.
worried about chafing.
Well,
That's
I'm
a
sure-
superpower. He
I'm
doesn't-
sure there's some bat lube out there.
Oh.
You literally have
Lube.
bat lube. They sell it in stores.
All right.
Yeah, just
That's a very erotic pick.
yeah.
For you.
That's my number one. Just fucktown, population power girl, you know?
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
on. I love that energy. Oh, now I'm disappointed with my number one. You're going to Fucktown.
And you want to talk about no big threats? It's just like,
The only big thread is in my pants.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
there you go. Congrats, you've diffused the situation and you get your dick sucked.
Boom.
Yeah, that really is the best universe, isn't it? God damn. Superhero sex. Although I would definitely feel inadequate all the time. So there's that.
No,
That's true.
no,
The
you're gonna be
chafing and the
great.
inadequacy.
No, it's fine. There's no inadequacy here. You're just fucking.
But I'm still me, so I'm still insecure.
Right.
Right? Like I'm not a new person.
I'm sorry,
I'm just
Superman. Can you put your shirt
transported.
back on? I'm gonna wear mine. You wear yours.
Oh,
Would it be
Can we
two
turn the Can we turn the
people?
lights off?
He's
Or...
turning,
Yeah.
turning the Justice League orgy. It's like I don't know
Can you see
anybody
in the
here.
dark? Is that a power of yours?
You're just eating chicken wings in the corner. It's like, It's like, man,
Right? Like,
I'm gonna do it, and then Jason Momoa, Aquaman, like, it's like, what's up, buddy? You jumping in there? It's like, oh shit.
I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll
his
catch
foot
up
long,
with you guys later.
his foot long dong just like slapping
never
against her
leave.
knee.
Right?
Not like a weird way. Just like he just happened to be like, haha.
I'm confusing. Yeah, I'm like a weird oddity to them because I'm like not a superhero. I'm like maybe I'm like a weird kink for them because I'm like just like a normie.
Yeah.
You get that weird normie strange in here, so that's kind of fun.
I mean, worst case scenario, you're just like you show up to one of these things, it's like, hey guys, I'm the new Robin.
Right,
True.
that's
I mean,
fun.
Batman isn't a superhero. He's just a hero.
That's true. I mean, he's still ripped though, right?
But
Like,
yeah, but he's also got like 30 Robins. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm the new guy.
I don't even need to be a Robin. I could be like a Speedy or some second tier
Yeah.
shit. I don't need it.
Zip plop. Let's go.
Right? I don't know. I still feel like I'd be insecure.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if I just came from Fillory and I've been doing all that opium air. Now I'm feeling myself. Now
Came
I'm
from
into
Magic Land. Let's go. Jump on in.
It's a bold pick. I am jealous. I am jealous, but also apprehensive. My number one is the 31st century as envisioned in Futurama. This is the second appearance of John DiMaggio on my list because I feel like he just brings the fun, no matter what. But that fucking future is so goddamn awesome. Everything is fun and amazing, and everything that you think science should have offered us by now is readily available. Plus, fucking every kind of alien race, and they're all fun too. There's no like big looming threats. It's not like scary like the Star Wars universe or even like the Firefly universe with people trying to eat your face or rape your face or rape and eat your face.
Please say grape, you guys. Come on.
It's just everything is just like fascinating and fun and weird, just crazy weird, and it would just be infinitely entertaining. Just everything that science fiction should be, without any of the terrible aspects of it, I guess.
My main caveat to this is I feel like it would be a real issue if there were suicide booths just on every corner right now.
Sure, right now.
Yeah. Not in the future.
Right, in the future, they've cured all diseases.
Yeah.
Everything's
You
cool,
really
man.
want it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
Right.
mean... But no, yeah. That's a good one. That was on my my honorable mentions. So, oh,
Well, yeah. I mean, you're spending your life in Fucktown, so I get it.
that's the plan.
Yeah, good for you.
Honey, I'm going out to Fucktown. Hold my messages.
Babe, listen,
Superman's gonna be there tonight.
I gotta work. Well, no, it's not you just go fuck. It's you're part of a team, and sometimes you fuck for that, but sometimes you go to stop a crime, and it's
For
like
justice.
it's for justice. It's like so you throw a batarang at a hot, sexy bank robber lady, and she's like, "Oh no, Batman's here. How can I get away?" And then she like pops her
And
boobies
Batman
out.
rapes the shit out of her.
No, it's not
Right.
raping. There's no
That's
raping.
justice.
It's offered up freely.
He's back raping.
No, I specifically put in not the weird fetish videos. I'm talking mainstream stuff.
Most criminals are men. I think you're about to have a lot of gay sex, Ty.
But it's with super hot dudes, so.
That's true. It's the best. It's best sitch.
No, I just don't have sex with them.
Are you graping or are you getting graped?
No, there's no graping here. This
Are
is
you
all
just jerking off
consensual.
with them?
It's
You're jerking off on them to show 'em who's boss, or
Listen, if you tie up a criminal and then issue your own form of justice, that's grape.
no.
In sex CECU. You're basically Judge Dredd of graping.
pretty hot. I'm still with you, Ty. I think the trip to Fucktown is. I think that's where it's at. Good for you.
Look, man, it's your fantasy. If you want to live in that world,
You know
so
what?
be it.
You're just jealous, Greg. You didn't think of Fucktown for your DC. You're number one. What do you
In
think?
my
Yes, I
mind-
have. My number one is fucked.
In my mind, the Justice League is so busy having orgies, and the criminals are just trying to get in on it, that they can't even be bothered committing crimes because all they want is that sweet, sweet justice dong.
That's true. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
This is a whole sex-based society.
It's all right.
It's like Tarantino verse, but instead of violence, it's fucking.
Right.
And also, they're superheroes.
It's super fucking.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Fucking A.
I did see somebody, so like, I looked up what other people had suggested as a world that they want to live in, and somebody did say, like, whatever world porn takes place in. Somebody made a very good point, though, that, like, sometimes you just want a fucking pizza.
That's true.
Like,
That's a
Yeah.
really good
what
point.
if every time you ordered a pizza, the delivery driver showed up and was like, I'm sorry, I don't have change. Is there any way I can make this up for you? But that happens every fucking time you order Domino's.
Well, that's
You're
why.
right.
That's why I specifically went with the superhero stuff. Because at that point, either you can just leave them for the cops, or you can just bounce. It's like Poison Ivy, stop! Oh no, what are you gonna do to me? Nothing.
Nothing. I'm going to go to
You're going to fucking jail.
Oh, so you can still do regular crime stopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, you can fuck if you want.
But it's just that your dick is out 100% of the time.
No,
All
it's
the time.
not. No. That's not how it works. It's not like a Spider-Man where he's like shooting webs out of his cock to like swing around things. No, that's not what we're doing here.
I don't think we're on the same page.
Definitely not.
Obviously not. We'll come back to this one next week. Ty explains the DCPU next week.
Ty is running for mayor of Fucktown. You got my vote.
Cock them.
Love
I don't
it.
want to be over there. That's not what I want. No. No. Mm-mm.
You're on the ballot. I'm sorry.
No.
It can't be us.
You said it. You can't unsay it. Greg.
Greg, what's your number one?
Number one.
My number one, Job's Fuck Mountain.
Nice. You're living in Fuck Mountain. Fucking A.
My number one is the future in which Star Trek takes place.
Right on.
It's a pretty lame answer, I know that, but it's also like, it's like a literal utopia. And more often than not, like, Earth itself is very rarely in danger in Star Trek.
Sure.
It's only sort of when you, like, put yourself out there that you become in danger. I
Right.
feel like normie life on planet Earth in Star Trek is great. Like, poverty's over, wealth disparity is over, everything looks nice and clean.
Sure.
No fucking dirt anywhere. We eradicated that shit. It's like it's an entire planet of a mall, which is all I've ever wanted.
Linoleum as far as the eye can see.
If I could live in a mall, I would. And I would never leave. Like, full stop.
Question, Greg. What's the fuck situation there?
In the mall?
No, in Star Trek. Are we like
Oh yeah, no, they rail all the time.
Fucking alien poon.
nice?
Yeah. Or also not alien poon. Like, I feel
Sure.
like STDs are gone in the future, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Although,
some alien STD. We don't know.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there's new ones that we
They
haven't.
get They get
encountered
viruses
yet.
all the time. Like there's always an
Sure.
organism inhabiting someone.
Sure.
All right, so hold
But-
on. So there's a chance that I will bone
There's that.
someone, and then a worm like Kandiru's me. It's just like
It's possible.
takes over my brain. Pass, hard pass.
Well, don't fuck the Kandiru women.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if she's
Or
not gonna
men.
tell me,
I don't know that. Wear your Kandiru net.
Kandirum. Can
Deep sex, Ty. Come on.
Yeah.
Candirophylactic?
I don't know. I just think Star Trek does a good job of like presenting a future where there's still people disagree and everything, but they're all fucking
Sure.
generally civil with each other.
Right.
And like bad stuff happens, but it's all science shit.
Sure.
No,
Like that's gonna happen anywhere.
that's a great idea, but the idea of it is so foreign to me, I just could not pick it. I was like, the idea that people are just like, all they do is live harmoniously and maybe disagree sometimes. That
Doesn't make any
Nerds.
sense.
it makes
Idiots.
more, it makes more sense to me that we live in a world where superheroes just fuck all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, if you compare the two,
Sure.
But no, like Star
not only
Trek,
that there are superheroes, but they're constantly fucking.
yeah. But
Yeah.
man, Star Trek is, I mean, that's the right answer. Just a future
yeah,
where we
I
all
mean,
just.
I
yeah.
think it's up there. Like I said, it's
Oh, yeah.
boring, but I think it's also relatively grounded in reality. Like
Sure.
there's no magic or other super science, but it's like regular science that is now super.
Right. No, for me, it was definitely a toss up between Futurama and Star Trek. I went with Futurama because that's just more fun to me.
It's more fun for sure.
Yeah. But yeah,
Do you guys have any fun honorable mentions?
There was a lot of things that like outside of my criteria where I kind of assumed that I would be a normal person. Like, of course, I'd like to live in Star Wars, but also Star Wars is there's so many planets and worlds in Star Wars that you never really know which one you're going to be on. Like, I don't want to be on Tatooine. I wouldn't
Right.
mind being on Coruscant, but even Coruscant has like several thousand miles deep of criminal underbelly.
right.
Or like, the casino world was super nice, but like, there's no guarantee I live on there. I have just as much chance of living on the fucking Wookiee world as I do Canto Blight.
Right.
Should be more
What's
specific
that?
with my prompts next time. Yeah. Sorry. I did not mean to bring you this much stress about this one, Greg. I thought this would be like a fun little let's be superheroes or let's be space wizards. But it's like I'm having a real fucking breakdown right now. Like, oh my god, if I'm me and I cannot live anywhere, like I'm real sorry,
An
man.
existential crisis.
Yeah.
I feel like you should know this about me though, Ty. Like there's nothing that's ever I've never encountered something I couldn't overthink.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. I love your list.
Yeah. I picked the wrestling world. I thought it'd be kind of interesting.
Okay.
The
That
idea
is
of,
fun.
like
Yeah.
black and white, good versus evil. Like people just like beating the shit out of each other. No one ever really getting like seriously hurt. The larger than life characters. After I went into Firefly, I realized I should have picked Cowboy Bebop, but I don't think anybody understands that
Okay. Right.
because it's basically like the same things minus the cannibals and empires. Just more of like
there's
an
a
old
corgi.
west. And yeah, Ein. Oh, I love him. And along the lines of your Lord of the Rings, The Witcher would be cool, like
Sure.
in a certain way, but almost for nobody. Maybe if you're like
Yeah.
a monster, that'd be kind of neat.
True. If you are a Witcher, that's fun.
Yeah, but it's not because Witchers are like fucking really hated, unless you're Geralt, because he found a really cool bard. to
Geralt
sing it.
sucks.
Oh yeah, he does. Well, all Witchers do. All Witchers do, but Geralt's just the coolest
Right.
because he's the one that you follow and control in games and stuff. Anything else, guys, before we finish this up tonight?
I thought Breath of the Wild Hyrule would be a kind of nice place to be. Because despite the fact that like they kind of live in a post-apocalypse, most people seem generally oblivious that that's going on. Like all the little towns you run across are just operating as normal. They're just like cute little towns with beautiful vistas and like a charming song playing.
Sure.
Like I guess the Zora Kingdom, like that's being rained perpetually on, and that kind of sucks. But other than that, like literally everything is exactly the same as it would be if Ganon wasn't tormenting the land.
I feel like this says a lot about our current society.
Yeah, maybe that's an indictment on the populace of Hyrule. No, nothing's going wrong. What, a big giant fucking dragon around the castle? I don't see it.
What? What? No.
I will not wear my dragon repellent.
Sometimes
You cannot make me, Impa.
It's a good one.
If the good Lord wants Ganon to take my body, then he can have it.
Yeah. Those Gobobokins just running around right there? No, they're fine.
Yeah. Fun list, everybody.
Yeah.
I want it to be more fun for you, Greg. I apologize.
I
that it cost you
I
so
was
much
really
stress.
happy with one of my answers,
You had great picks.
so that's fun.
I want it to be more stressful than it was. I want it to be more like what Greg went through. But then I thought, nah, I'm not going to do that because it's too late in the day. And then Greg just made it anyway. So, Greg, you are this week's MVP.
Hey, this week and every week.
No,
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
No questions. I took my shelf and I stacked it on another shelf. That's why it looks so shitty. I'm really unhappy with how that looks right now.
This used to sit that way, so I tilted that up that way. So,
Like
yeah.
this is an end table, and this is also an end table. And they're just on top of each other. I think this is all going to be different by next week. I think.
You do you.
I started hang. I'm gonna swing the camera around. I started hanging, my skateboard on the wall, and I have
Nice.
the dopest skateboard of all time.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if you could see it.
I think you showed it to us that week or the other week ago, right?
Oh, did I? Oh shit! I'm sorry.
It's
No, but
okay.
it's still a dope skateboard.
I love it so much, and I'm talking to a guy named Square Painter to commission another one, like a Zelda one. And I'm really hyped about that.
Nice.
How cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So hopefully this room will take shape soon. Everyone's looks so put together, and mine's just like binders and shit.
Oh yeah, look at how much work I put into mine.
It's more work than I mean, I put work into it, but like, it's just video games, man. Just
Yeah, look at them all stacked
Yeah,
there.
that's great.
yeah, I hate
You're
it.
doing it.
I hate that everything's all like crooked and shit.
Uh,
Drives me nuts.
Hang out with us in about an hour and a half. Well, the WCWTF boys go through another episode of Thunder in Paradise.
You lucky duck.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard from Mark today. Is anybody?
I'll send him a text in a minute. Just to double
Okay.
check with him. For the Ace with Mike's Dream Team Stream Team, I've been your host, the man of 1,004 names, Tyrell, Surgeon, Respectable Guy. Find me on Twitter at 1,004 names.
I'm Faith. You can find me on Twitter at Carly Pelgers.
And I'm Killer Greg. You can find me at Killer Greg17 on Twitter.
Do you guys have any ideas what you want to talk about next week? We can put those on, or Tweet Machine or anything like that. We'll talk about this afterwards. If you guys want to hear any like top fives from us, let us know.
Yeah,
This
I'd
up
love
on-
to do someone else's.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So, and until next time, we will catch you guys on the flip-flop time pants.
Bye.